harsh gamer, one reasonable, combined together to form Eyehasaxe Reviews. Today's episode.
Hey Chad, do you want to play Prototype?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hello gamers, and welcome to another game review. Brad's not here right now, but we have our editor Chad to fill in.
Hey guys.
Okay, let's get on with the review. If you haven't watched our other review, we base our review on 4 topics: gameplay, controls, story, and graphics. We're going to start with gameplay.
Okay, so what can you do in this game? You can complete missions, fight military and swarms of infected, and blow up military bases. There are 2 different sets of missions. There are the main story missions, which will progress through the story, and there are side missions that involve stuff such as consuming certain individuals and reading their minds to obtain more knowledge about what is going on.
There's also side missions where, once again, just like Destroy All Humans, you're going from checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint. I don't know what it is with games and doing this, but to me it makes absolutely no sense.
They make it like that to add more time to gameplay and keep players more involved into it and give the players a break from the story.
Whatever. I also don't understand why you can fall off of extreme heights and take absolutely no damage, but when you get punched by an infected or some military person, it hurts. But anyway, a great aspect of the gameplay is the free roam. In free roam, you can roam the whole city finding hidden treasures and consuming and killing innocent civilians. Nothing speaks fun to me like slicing up some innocent people.
You're a terrible person, but I definitely agree that free roam is a strong aspect of the game. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to agree on the 8, so average score for gameplay is 8 out of 10.
Now we move on to controls.
The basic controls are holding the right trigger to run, pressing B to grab, A to jump and fly while in midair, X to punch, Y to kick or consume someone, right bumper to access the special abilities wheel, and left bumper to access the weapon wheel.
The D-pad controls change in weapons, senses, armor, and disguises. I do have to say that the controls are comfortable, but I feel you have to press too many buttons at the same time. So I'll give controls a 6.
To me, I don't mind pressing a bunch of buttons at once, but the jumping can get a little awkward once it's upgraded, so I'll give it a 7.
Average it out, and we get a 6.5 out of 10.
Now on to story.
You start out in the city of New York playing as Alex Mercer. Not a whole lot is revealed to you at the beginning, except that you escaped from a company called Gentech. You have absolutely no recollection of who you are or what happened to you. But throughout the game, you will find out more information about yourself.
Also, soon after the beginning, you discover that you're mutated in some kind of manner, and you can shapeshift. You start out with the ability to consume people, and you have advanced agility and durability. And my favorite part is, you can just run right up buildings. Eventually, you obtain the ability to turn your arms into either razor-sharp claws, giant hammer-like bulges, an arm that stretches far like a whip, rock-hard versions of your arms, and an arm that's like a sword.
With these newfound powers, you take down Elizabeth Green, which is the whole fault of the infection that is spreading through the city. You also discover what happened to you.
Overall, the story is pretty kicks. I give it a 7.
Because of the confusion of the story at parts, I'm going to give it a 7, which averaged out to 7 out of 10.
And finally, on to graphics. The graphics were pretty decent. I mean, I've definitely seen better, but they still impressed me. I mean, at times the frame rate would drop just a smidge, but it was barely noticeable.
Another plus is that the game didn't even lag at all, despite how big the city was. The buildings were very well structured, not just plain boxes like some games.
Now, one thing I will point out is, when you blow up an infected hive, it's the same lame animation for every single one. It was a huge letdown for me. I mean, I'm expecting this awesome freaking explosion, and it falls apart like a stack of Legos. Because of that, I'm docking my vote down to 7.
But killing and consuming people was amazingly well done. But I do believe that there were not enough character or car designs in the game. Also, the cars didn't have any detail when taking damage except for a small fire. I'm going to give graphics an 8.5. Averaging the scores out is 7.75 out of 10.
Now we average all 4 scores out. Gameplay 8, controls 6.5, story 7, and graphics 7.75. And it turns out to be 7.3 out of 10.
Based on the final score, the game gets placed into one of 3 categories in the gaming library. Hall of Fame, 8 to 10. Keepers, 4 to 7. Sucks so bad, destroy it, 3 and below.
And this game falls under Keepers. Sorry folks, no destruction this time.
Please join us next week on Eyehasaxe Reviews.